People may look at your empty pockets and tell you to dream small. But what if the size of your dream matters more than the size of your wallet? What if greatness isn't about what you have right now, but about what you believe is possible? This is the power of thinking big. No matter how poor, tired, or doubted you feel, your vision can become bigger than your circumstances, and that vision can change everything. Today, I want to share the story of Kabir, a young boy with nothing but a torn school bag and a heart full of courage. Though his pockets were empty, his dreams were endless. And with faith, hard work, and fearless thinking, he turned those dreams into a future no one believed he could have. Kabir was born in a tiny village where poverty was a daily reality. His school bag was torn, his shoes had holes, and many nights he went to sleep hungry. His father worked as a small farmer, struggling to feed the family, while his mother often skipped meals so Kabir could eat. Every day, Kabir walked miles to school with empty pockets, listening to classmates talk about toys, treats, and plans he could never afford. Some children mocked him, calling him the boy with nothing. Even adults whispered, "How can a boy this poor ever achieve anything? He should learn to dream small." But deep inside, Kabir carried something stronger than money, a burning desire to do something big. He didn't know how or when, but he refused to believe that his future had to match his present. One quiet evening, Kabir sat alone by the river, staring at his reflection in the dark water. His heart felt heavy with doubt. "Maybe everyone is right," he whispered to himself. "Maybe a poor boy like me can never dream big." Just then, a gentle voice broke the silence. It was Guruji, an elderly teacher known for his wisdom, who often walked by the river at sunset. Seeing the sadness on Kabir's face, Guruji sat beside him and asked, "Why do you look so troubled, my child?" Kabir hesitated, then poured out his heart. He spoke of the villagers' cruel words, of his empty pockets, and of the fear that he would always remain poor. Guruji listened carefully, then smiled and handed Kabir a small, polished mirror. "Look into this," he said. "Behind your tired eyes, there is a fire. That fire is your belief. People will try to cover your mirror with the dust of doubt, but you must clean it every day with courage and action. Remember, greatness is not in the coins you carry. It is in the size of your dream." Kabir stared at his reflection, and for the first time, he saw not a poor boy, but a spark of possibility. Kabir walked home that night, holding the small mirror close to his chest. Guruji's words echoed in his mind. Greatness is not in the coins you carry. It is in the size of your dream. For the first time, he felt a new strength rising inside him. He understood that his empty pockets were only temporary, but his vision could be limitless. That night, he made a promise to himself. He would protect the fire in his heart, no matter how hard life became. From that day forward, Kabir began to dream bigger. He read every book he could borrow, listened carefully to every lesson at school, and searched for ways to turn his thoughts into action. His circumstances had not changed, but his mindset had, and that change was the beginning of everything. From that night on, Kabir's life became a journey of relentless effort. Each morning, he woke before sunrise to help his father in the fields. After school, he worked at a small tea stall, washing glasses and sweeping floors to earn a few coins. On weekends, he assisted a mechanic, learning how machines worked while saving every rupee he could. Sleep was a luxury Kabir rarely enjoyed. Late at night, by the dim light of a single lantern, he studied borrowed books and practiced math problems, determined to grow his knowledge as much as his skills. Hunger and exhaustion often tested his spirit, but the fire in his heart, Guruji's lesson, kept him moving forward. Even when his mother fell ill and medicine was expensive, Kabir refused to let despair win. He worked longer hours, taking any job he could find, always saving a small part of his earnings for a future he could already see in his mind. Each day, his body grew tired, but his dreams grew stronger. The villagers watched in surprise. The same boy they once mocked for dreaming big now seemed unstoppable, quietly proving that empty pockets cannot hold back a determined heart. After years of saving every single rupee, Kabir finally gathered enough money to start something of his own. With a small wooden table and a borrowed toolbox, he opened a tiny mobile repair stall at the corner of the village market. At first, customers were few. Some people still doubted him, whispering that a poor boy could never run a business. But Kabir greeted every person with respect, worked late into the night, and fixed even the smallest problems with care. Slowly, word spread. People began to trust the young repairman with the bright smile and steady hands. The coins he earned were small, but Kabir treated each one as a seed for his future. Instead of spending, he reinvested, buying better tools, learning new skills, and dreaming of something bigger. His first little stall became more than a source of income. It became proof that his dreams were no longer just thoughts. They were turning into reality, one careful step at a time. Years of patience and discipline began to pay off. Kabir's tiny stall soon earned enough profit for him to rent a small shop. From that shop came another, and then another, until he owned several electronics stores across the district. With each new step, he stayed true to the habits that brought him this far: hard work, honest service, and relentless learning. Kabir launched his own brand of mobile accessories, employing people from the very village that once doubted him. The boy with empty pockets had become a young entrepreneur whose name inspired others to dream bigger. His success not only changed his life, but transformed his family's future. His mother received the medical care she needed. His father, once exhausted from farm work, could finally rest with pride. And the villagers who once mocked him now lined up to shake his hand, eager to work with the boy who had dared to think beyond his circumstances. One bright morning, as Kabir inspected his bustling new shop, an old familiar figure entered. It was Guruji, walking with the same calm grace as the evening by the river years ago. Kabir rushed forward and touched his feet with deep gratitude. "Guruji," he said, his voice trembling with emotion, "everything I have today began with the lesson you gave me, that greatness is not in the coins we carry, but in the size of our dreams." Guruji smiled, eyes shining with pride. "My child," he replied, "the world tries to make poor boys think small, but those who dare to think big rewrite their destiny. Your wealth is not measured by money. It is measured by the courage you had to protect your inner fire." Kabir bowed his head, knowing that the fire in his heart had turned an empty pocket into a life of purpose and success. Kabir's story is a powerful reminder that your present circumstances do not define your future. You may have empty pockets today, but if your vision is big and your effort is relentless, nothing can stop you from building the life you dream of. Remember Guruji's words: "The size of your dream matters more than the size of your wallet." Guard the fire inside you. Feed it with action, courage, and faith. Because when you think big, you give life permission to rise with you. Kabir proved that empty pockets can't stop a determined heart, and neither can they stop yours. Start where you are, dream bigger than your fears, and take the first step today. If this story inspired you, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more powerful motivational tales. And tell us in the comments, what big dream will you start chasing right now?